In my opinion, this is the best boutique guitar on the market. In today's video, we check out a Novo Guitars Serus J Custom in Burgundy Mist. This guitar comes with the Mastery M1 bridge and Squealing pickups. This one's going to be very exciting and I can't wait to play it. So without further ado, let's get straight into this Squealing Pig Guitars episode. Hey guitarists, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury drum machines here in Nottingham, England. Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, we're taking a look at a Novo Serus J Custom in Burgundy Mist. We've got this guitar in second hand, but it's a very good example of what Novo Guitars are creating. They're based out of Nashville, Tennessee in America, and they built some of the highest end boutique guitars on the market. In my opinion, Novo make the best guitars on the boutique market. And hopefully in today's video, you'll find out why. So without further ado, let's have a closer look at the specs that make up this Novo Serus J guitar. So let's run down the specs of this Novo Serus J Custom. So this is a hand-built guitar out of Nashville, Tennessee in the United States. I have to say, just from first inspection, it's an incredibly well-built guitar and I love the relic finish. I'm not sure if this is how it came from stock. Obviously this is a second-hand example, but we do have a few scratches on the pickguard. I don't know if that is kind of the Novo treatment or if that is the previous user that's used that. But I really like the aging to this anodized pickguard, how it's gone to a slight chrome. But the finish on this guitar is called Burgundy Mist, and it's this kind of metallic, slightly kind of pink purple finish, and then we have the gold anodized pickguard here. Taking a close look at this pickguard, it actually looks more like a copper color, but I do think they'll still count it as gold. So maybe you could help me out in the comment section below if you guys know. But of course, we've got tempered materials all over this guitar, and Novo use this word tempered. Basically, it means roasted on the neck, which I love. Looks aesthetically very pleasing, but also helps with tuning issues. Basically, what they do is they take the wood, they put it in a really hot environment, which draws all the moisture out of the wood, which means it's a lot more stable and less prone to temperature changes when traveling. We also have tempered pine on this guitar, which is kind of what they use for all the Novo guitars. It has some really nice kind of streaking to it in the back here where you can see the relic, but obviously this is like an opaque finish, so we can't see through the guitar. It's got a really nice weight to it, it's nice and light, and the tempered pine is obviously going to stay in tune very, very nicely. Then in terms of hardware, we've got a very high spec of hardware. We've got the Mastery M1 bridge, which I've heard quite a lot about. I know they use them on the Castadosa guitars. It has a little bit of Gretsch influence on this bridge piece here, and it's obviously like a Jazzmaster style tremolo, but this is one of the smoothest tremolos I've ever played, and it stays in tune amazingly. Obviously you can look forward to that later on in the episode, but it has this very nice kind of brushed chrome look, nice kind of logo imprinted there. It just looks very high end, and I know these bridges are very expensive, so I'm glad that they use this on this model. Then we have the Squealing P90 pickups with a three-way select switch, one volume and one tone, and I just love the dials they've used, that kind of radio look that they've gone for this guitar. And it's very interesting how they have this kind of metal piece here. It looks very much like a Jaguar or a Mustang. And then we obviously have that copper gold anodized pickguard. Moving on to the neck, as I mentioned, we have tempered maple on the back. This has this kind of medium C profile, which feels really nice. And we have a 25.5 inch scale length on this one. Much prefer these block inlays to the dots that they do. This has a really nice kind of mother of pearl look on this, and it's got a bound fingerboard with black side dots, which is incredible. Obviously on the back, we have a little bit of relicking, so you can see where the neck has rubbed down a little bit, creating a really nice kind of playing surface. with a bone nut, and we have fretboard nibs. We've got lovely chrome tuners which have been brushed down to match the rest of the guitar, and then we have the Novo logo at the top there. And this headstock is probably one of the coolest headstocks I've seen on a boutique guitar. Obviously a very interesting, almost looks a little bit like a shoe, but we've got 6 inline tuners, string tree, and then that Novo logo, if you can just see there. Glistening away. This guitar is a 4-bolt construction, so you can see the Novo logo on the back plate. And it's just a lovely guitar overall. I can't wait to plug this one in. So now that we've gone over all the specs, let's warm up the 2-rock Bloomfield drive and get straight into the tones. Guys, welcome to the tone demonstration of this beautiful Novo Serus J Custom. I've always been enamored by these guitars. I think they look incredible. We actually demoed a blue one not so long ago, but it was a little bit of a different model and had gold foil pickups, so I'm glad we got the P90s back and that Mastery bridge, which is just so smooth. But for today's episode, I'm using my 2-rock Bloomfield drive, mic'd up with an Audio-Technica condenser microphone going straight into my PreSonus Studio 24C. And that's just going into GarageBand. And on the floor, I'm using the Kemper Profile Effects. Got a compressor and a vibrato pedal to get that intro tone. In the intro, I did a cover of The Light That Never Goes Out by the Smiths, but it was the Nathaniel Murphy arrangement, and that's got the capo at 4. I'm just standard tuning though. I'm going to keep that same tone. I'm just going to go through each of the pickup options so you can hear the different sounds that this guitar can create. So let's go off with the neck pickup to begin with. Middle position. Well, that Mastery bridge stays in tune. It's lovely. Let's hear the bridge pickup. Really enjoying the sound of these P90 pickups. Really like the neck and the middle kind of position tone. The bridge is quite bitey, I'd say. It probably needs to go down a little bit. I don't know if you can actually adjust these pickups by the look of it. I think it's actually just with these 2 screws here. But really nice tone so far. Really enjoying it. Got that kind of classic indie sound so far. Obviously playing a few Sam Fender riffs alongside that. But if we take the capo down to 2, let's see how it sounds with some fingerstyle. So my favourite tone from this guitar is just the neck pickup on the clean setting, and it just sounds incredible. love that tone so much. So we've heard all the clean tones that this guitar can offer. First off, the mastery bridge is absolutely sublime. When you pick a it stays in tune perfectly, but also there's so much control with this stick. Also, if you want to do flutters, you can do that very easily. And what I like is that they've machined it with obviously like a metal tip, so it just feels a lot more high quality than maybe like a Fender bridge, if I'm being completely honest. And I really like the kind of Gretsch-like design on the bridge piece. Plays amazing, and this guitar just aesthetically is beautiful. Loving the tempered materials and the kind of old school dials for the volume and tone. Now I'm going to put the amp onto the lead gain channel, so have a bit more of a dirtier sound, and let's see how it reacts with that. So let's start with the bridge pickup. As you heard there, obviously has that classic kind of Les Paul Jr. type sound even. Obviously you get a little bit more snappiness because of the bolt-on neck and the construction. But this bridge pickup has a lot of mid-range in it. It's quite boxy sounding, but in the best way possible. It has a really good rock tone, great for AC/DC and the classic styles. Let's hear the neck pickup now. Again, the neck is proving that it's got an incredible warm but articulate tone. I much prefer the neck pickup to the bridge pickup, and I think that's probably due down to the height. I think the previous owner has had that bridge pickup a little bit too high on this guitar for my personal preferences. It could do with just coming down a little bit. beautiful sounds. Let's finish with the bridge pickup on some fuzz tones. So guys, if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like rating and hit subscribe if you're new. YouTube tells us that 77% of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, so make sure to help us out. It only takes 5 seconds and it's completely free, and it means you join a loving community of guitar players sharing their passion for guitar. Also, make sure to leave a comment down below with your thoughts about this Novo guitar Serus J Custom. For me, this is an incredible boutique guitar, and this is why I named the video the way I did. This, in my opinion, is the best boutique guitar on the market. This Serus J offset shape with the nice kind of celluloid inlays, the Franlin pickups, the bone nut, just the way that this guitar has been crafted, it's one of the best spec guitars out there in my opinion. It's very similar in quality to the Castadosa guitars, which are a lot more expensive. I played a Castadosa in Nashville when I visited. I played a baritone, and they're kind of their own thing, obviously. It's a baritone guitar. The Koch's model is incredible. This has a very similar feel, but is a lot cheaper in comparison. That being said, I think Novo are really, really taking the guitar world by storm with this kind of custom shop mentality. Every guitar looks like a custom guitar. It's not just replicating a vintage axe. It really is an old meets new guitar. You've obviously got that vintage look all the way around, the P90 pickups, the kind of dials that they use, the way this guitar looks, it's like a mix of Gibson and Fender. But then you have the kind of quirky headstock shape, the in-your-face finishes, the Mastery M1 bridge, which is so sublime. I can't stop going on about how great this bridge is, and the kind of modern, features like the 9.5 inch radius to 14 inches, so compound radius. Also, the tempered materials means it's nice and light, but it also has a nice kind of, roasted and caramelized look, and it also stays in tune a lot better. For me, this is one of the best on the market, and I think it actually is the best boutique model on the market, in my opinion. But you can obviously disagree with me and leave a comment down below if you have a model that you think is better. But in terms of the boutique market, so we're talking smaller production and less well-known guitars, which are handmade, this is definitely taking the cake. So well done, Novo from Nashville, Tennessee. I am going to give this guitar a 9 out of 10 today. It definitely is one of the better guitars that we've got in here at the studio. For me, the only thing that's going to change that score is if it was a different colour. As much as I love this model, I'm not a massive fan of this burgundy mist. It's very pink in person. I'd much prefer this in a dark forest green with the same sparkle. I think that would look killer. Or maybe like a blue colour like we had that kind of telly style one that they had in. Let me know in the comment section below which colour you'd prefer, or if this is the colour that you'd go for. I think it's an awesome axe though. top of the line hardware. The fretboard feels amazing. I love how it's bound. It's just an incredible axe all around. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for the Novo Serus J Custom. But as I said, guys, thank you so much for spending the time to watch this video. I really hope you've enjoyed. We're just on our way to 7,500 subscribers, which is great for us, and we're really appreciative to everybody who checks out these videos daily, leaves a comment, leaves a like, subscribes. It really does mean the world to us. We've got some exciting trips planned this next couple of weeks. I'm going to be visiting some really cool guitar shops, as well as taking a little trip to Europe. I'll make sure to bring you along with some vlogs, but until then, obviously, it will just be guitar reviews up to that point. But thank you so much for checking out the video today, guys. My name is Ben Keightley, and this has been Squealing Pig Guitars, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. But until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.